So I think for me, especially, I was very scared of exams. I had had a very bad experience in CAT. It was a horrible journey. So when I started like the exam and I saw a long RC passage, I kind of blanked out and I just didn't do anything in the rest of the exam. So I was a little scared of that. And I think that's why I had to ensure that, I get my RCs on point. So Octave really helped and LSATs really helped. And for me, and I think even Harjas and a few other people mentioned regarding the psychological pressure and how you just have to remain calm. And I think that's just something GMAT has really taught me as to how to give exams and how do you remain extremely calm under pressure. So for me, I think why it took me longer than maybe it should have was also I was just too scared to book the exam and I was just very focused on doing more and more material. So like I think I've solved each and every possible material on GMAT that you've given. Like I did all 50 LSATs. I did the OG, the advanced 700 to 800. So I completed a long time back and I was getting good accuracy, but I think my confidence was just not there
I
initially.
think in
And
quant particularly you were not confident, right? For some reason. Quant also
no, so I
initially.
think it was quants initially. In fact, I should have gone way more because in my first mock, I got a Q50 and I was like extremely surprised. And then later on, I got a Q51 as well, like a couple of times. But it just, I don't know what happened during the exam. So that was kind of like a heartbreaker because otherwise, probably one or two more, if they'd been correct, I would have gone to 760. And I think I
Mhm.
could really relate with Amritesh. And we also spoke of that. But that was, I think, again, timing is something that I might have messed up on because I miscalculated it. Like one question
Mhm.
I kind of knew how to do, but I thought it would take a lot longer. So I kind of chose to sacrifice that and move on. And then at the end, I was left with like 4 to 5 minutes. So I think
Okay.
that's something that messed it up.
So pacing part, right, right. Did you
I
find
think
anything
so.
unusual on your exam, Supreet? Please tell.
So the first time I gave it, when there was a technical error, then it was absolutely extremely obvious. Everything was what we'd done, like mods, inequalities, and it was very obvious. Like the DS questions, like I was doing the questions in 30 seconds. There was a GMAT error, so I had to give it again. The second time, I could see that GMAT was kind of trying to test me, and I would say the questions weren't difficult, but they were testing on concepts and fundamentals. So if that was not clear, then someone could easily mess up, and they just really asked very simple questions in a very complicated manner. So they were testing on language and just so I just kind of understood, like there was this long question which was I think my third or fourth question, and it was a sets question and it was extremely simple, but I just could not grasp it. I had to read it 3 or 4 times and then kind of cool myself down, and then once I understood it, I did it like in 10 seconds and moved ahead. So I
Also
think
tell
it's just
us,
so important. Yeah.
how about verbal? Was there anything unusual for you? Because you struggled a lot. I mean, you prepared a lot, not struggled, but you prepared really a
Yeah.
lot with verbal. So was there anything unusual for you there?
No, I think verbal was pretty straightforward. It was, I mean, the RCs were also, they seemed doable. So the only thing was like in verbal, I couldn't understand how I was doing. I
Hmm.
didn't expect a V42. I wasn't sure कि कैसे चल रहा है ये. But in
Hmm.
quants, I kind of thought I was doing really well. But
Hmm.
it turned out to be the opposite. So
Okay.